The movie begins when a police officer enters a cafe while on patrol during a rainy shift. Upon entering, he is met with hostility by both the staff and the customers, who do not accept his presence due to the disturbances occurring in the city. Even the waiter refuses to take his money and indicates that he is not welcome. In the next scene, while on patrol, Officer Kevin spots a suspicious van on the road and stops it, recording everything with his dash cam and body cam. When he orders the woman to exit the vehicle, he sees a blood-stained handkerchief in the shadows. And as she steps out, screams are heard, followed by people being thrown upwards. The film then rewinds 12 hours. Renee, also known as Lo Mito, is a policewoman who is in the sergeant's office where she is asked if she has overcome the death of her son and whether she can return to duty. It turns out that she was suspended for a couple of months for having attacked a criminal who had provoked her with racist insults. Although the sergeant has a soft spot for her, they pair her with a partner named Danny, a rookie officer. While everyone is glad to have her back, Renee is not happy with her new partner. One day while on patrol, they find a child playing alone in the street, and Renee turns on her body cam before approaching him. Instantly, she is harassed by neighbors who hold a poor opinion of the police. At that moment, Renee reassures everyone by saying that they only want to ensure the child is safe, as he is alone on the street. Renee then returns to patrol with Danny, who congratulates her on her ability to calm the crowd. They continue driving and eventually stop in the middle of nowhere to investigate a strange incident. They inspect the police car, and Renee goes back to her car, turns on her laptop, and connects the dash cam to see what happened to the car and the people. The laptop shows her a recording of what happened to the people we met in the first scene. Kevin, who was also a dear friend of Renee. She is surprised to see a green van without a license plate, and after that, the video strangely disappears. Meanwhile, Danny returns to where Renee is, who appears concerned by what she has seen. Together, they review the surroundings and are shocked to find the bloodied body of Kevin. Because of this, they call for more police, and when the sergeant, who is a dog, is present, he informs them that Kevin had stopped a Chevy green van without a license plate. When asked how she knows this, she says she has seen the recording from Kevin's dash cam. However, the sergeant informs her that both the dash cam and the body cam of the people are damaged, and therefore no recordings exist. Nevertheless, Renee claims to have seen a woman who committed the crime, even though no one believes her. Afterwards, Renee returns home where her husband asks her why she has come back so soon. In response, she tells him about Kevin and says that something terrible happened to him today and that she has to find out why. After that, she goes to sleep, and like a nightmare, she dreams that her son is drowning in her sleep. She also has memories of the camera recording and discovers that the woman who committed the crime wears a cross on her clothing. Renee wakes up and decides to watch videos of her son, where she discovers that he was born in the same hospital as the icon she recalls seeing on the woman in the green van, the one who supposedly killed her colleague Kevin. She investigates further, taking Danny with her to visit the house with Lo Mito, where she discovers that the woman is a hospital nurse who recently lost her son, a tragedy. She records her house, but some supernatural incidents occur, such as an attack by flying bugs and the sudden appearance of a male body in front of Renee, which frightens them and forces them to leave. After a while, the same green van appears at a grocery store where the woman enters and begins to arrange items in a mysterious manner. Although the cashier is suspicious of her, he lets her make the purchase. Meanwhile, two passers-by enter the store and start recording a video while joking with the cashier and the woman. At the same time, two police officers notice the presence of the van and approach it to surround it. The officers discover that the woman in the green hood, who is in the van, is also present. They point their weapons at everyone and demand that all show their belongings. One of the passers-by opens fire, and suddenly a strange figure appears that starts killing everyone, including the police. At that moment, Renee receives a message and heads to the store. When she arrives, she records the van and then enters the store, finding everyone dead, rigid like used napkins. Renee reviews the security cameras and discovers what really happened. However, the video disappears while they are watching it. An officer from the team approaches and asks if she has seen anything. In response, the woman says that the van belongs to a church and that its disappearance was reported several months ago. Additionally, she tells them that the individuals in front had stolen the van and killed Kevin. Renee confesses to Danny that she believes they are not Kevin's killers, but she knows that no one believes her. So she decides to steal one of the criminals' mobile phones on which the incident is recorded. Even though Danny objects to concealing evidence, she is not worried about that because she needs to know what is happening. The woman has a kind of obsession, as she is a mother who lost her son and wants to meet other mothers who have gone through the same ordeal. Her partner asks her to forget about the matter, but she ignores him and leaves. The next day, the protagonist visits the morgue, and thanks to her contacts, she is allowed to see the corpses. There they inform her that they receive bodies in all sorts of conditions, but they had never seen one with these characteristics. At that point, the woman asks to be left alone with the corpse, and after unlocking her phone, finds the video. However, she does not manage to understand what is happening until she discovers a strange shadow that leaves her completely shocked. The following day, she mentions the nurse to a partner named Panda and asks him about one of his previous cases. Panda tells her about the case of DeMarco Brands, the son of the nurse Tanisha Brands. According to her partner, the case was unimportant. That night, Renee has trouble sleeping, and her husband recommends that she find out what it is all about. The next day at the priest's office, she asks about the green van that disappeared from the church's property. He tells her that he knows she borrowed it for Tanisha and warns her that obstructing an investigation is a crime. The priest takes her to DeMarco's room and tells her that he was doing community service when the boy was killed. After that, the priest notes down the address and leaves. When she returns home, Renee finds photos of herself with the officers and also the picture of the dead boy with black lines scribbled over it, as if they were flames. Next, the woman asks Danny for help to find the nurse and discuss new clues, so he promises to be there in an hour to help her. Renee goes to Danny's house, but when she does not find him, she discovers him dead in the shower. It turns out that he has taken his own life and left a USB for Renee. Danny feared that Renee was close to uncovering the truth about something in which he was also involved. Now that she sees the USB, she understands what really happened. It turns out that all the officers who have died so far were involved in the murder caused by the error of a nurse's son. The boy who was deaf was performing community service when the low-life police killed him without mercy for not obeying their orders. Instead of admitting their mistake, the corrupt police collaborated to kill the innocent boy. Renee cries while watching the content of the body cam video, but after a while she composes herself and continues. After this, she calls the sergeant to meet with him and discuss the new clue she has found. She also informs him that Danny is dead and that he had kept the evidence. Then she tells him the location of the evidence and asks him to meet her there. After that, the woman arrives at a warehouse where she starts calling Tanisha Brands, telling her that she knows what happened to her son. After a while, Sergeant Kesper appears and asks her what evidence she has there. She confesses that she has the recording of the body cam murder of a colleague, explaining that this is the central matter that started the disturbances in the city. Unfortunately, the man has with him the corrupt individuals implicated in the murder of Marco's boy. Right then, Renee realizes that he is also involved, and it is confirmed when he points a gun at her, then takes her to a storage room and says that he wants to get rid of the images. He blackmails her by saying that allowing the public to see that video would only further weaken his department. At that moment, Panda asks where Danny is, who had kept a copy of the video. She tells him that Danny is dead and that she has it, so he immediately shoots her. Fortunately, the nurse appears with an inexplicable shadowy creature that instills fear in everyone present. The creature, whose identity is not clear, tries to protect itself by hitting Tanisha, but the shadow reappears and unexpectedly attacks him. Tanisha explains to Renee that this creature is from Marco and that she cannot control it, which means that she must get out of there to save herself. At that moment, the creature attacks Panda and kills him. After this, Renee confronts the creature head-on. The film ends with a face-to-face encounter as emergency personnel arrive at the warehouse and take the injured to the hospital. In the final narration, it is revealed that Kesper was involved in the corruption of the department and in the murder of Marco's child. A movie that leaves you thinking deeply about everything because there are police everywhere and you never know whom you can truly trust.
If you want interesting movie recaps, like, share, and subscribe to follow us for more movie recaps.